CFM. CFM Radio.
CFM Radio. We are here. It is now time.
That's right, everybody here on YouTube. It's CFM Radio Wednesday, and time for your weekly dose of video game music and news. What is up, Vector?
Video game music and news. What is up, Drex? You know, we are just, man, it feels like it feels like something is about to flip in the world of gaming. And you know what, man? For my money, Drix, I just feel like we keep getting, at least once a month, there's like one marquee game coming out. We just had Marvel Tokon. We're gonna have a review on that later on in the evening. And last month we had, God, there were a couple of games last month. We had
Mina the Hollower was kind of making waves.
That was like the big one. Like, that's the Shovel Knight guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Helldivers 2 got like 2 new enemy types. So you know that was my first PS5 game, and that one's still going strong. And I hear they got a Warhammer 40K crossover.
Yep.
So as a guy who's been playing Space Marine 2 like crazy the last few months, I mean, that sounds really cool.
And how could I forget Pal World? You're seeing it on the screen right now, 1.0. It's the big deal.
Yeah, 1.0.
Still crazy amounts of Steam engagement from this game, even like almost a month removed from the 1.0 release. People love this game. Drakes, I play it every so often. It's just one of those things where I'm still on Marathon. I was playing Dark Tide the other day. That game was awesome. And Marvel Tokon, I think I finally figured it out. To the point where I could compete a little bit better online. But I will say, we talk about all these games. And excuse me. We talk about all these games. We talk about new games every week. But Trix, we're talking video game news right now. And
Oh yeah, no, we got some headlines. Not everybody plays 20-year-old games like us retro fans. You know, I know I've been popping open Bloons Tower Defense 6, which was a Flash game. You know, but that's been my chill out.
But that's like an
game of choice
Ascended style game now, right? Like,
yeah, no, it ascended from free-to-play browser game to an actual like for sale Steam title. So yeah, that's definitely an ascension there.
But here's the thing, Drix. We got a lot of people who are sticking to that, because here it is from gamesindustry.biz. The headline is, quote, Bain & Co. research shows only 1 in 5 players seek out new titles.
Oh boy, yeah, I'm happy to be one of those 1 in 5 players, but I was definitely hoping that number would be a little higher statistically. People who want to broaden their horizons and try new things, new experiences, and like dip into new worlds that all these people put all these big gaming teams with like whatever budget, big or small, they have. They're putting a ton of work into like making these experiences, creating these worlds for us to play. So yeah, go play some new games if you're one of the bullet ball heads out there.
Here's the thing, from the article, quote, Bain & Co. analyzed a public data on 100 titles released since 2023 and found that 83% of focused games targeting a specific player type achieved commercial success, compared to 50% of unfocused titles. Player genre preferences are also fragmented. When asked which experience they preferred, story-driven, open sandbox, / user-generated content, or multiplayer, no single type exceed 26%. 20% said these categories are roughly equal or mood dependent on whether they'll play a certain game, while 17% expressed none or other game types.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. No, I definitely have my mood dependent preferences, but yeah, that says something.
Then here's the real deal, Drix. Bain & Co. also identified two major pressures on the games industry in recent years: rising player demand and the adoption of generative AI. The report found that gamers, especially younger ones, are spending more time on smaller selection of games such as Roblox, which the firm describes as quickly becoming, quote, the center of gravity for the entire gaming ecosystem over the past 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, I have not dove into Roblox, not even once, but it's definitely still out there, still being talked about, and there's, kind of like Fortnite, like there's kids that have grown, through adolescence and are becoming, young adults that are, still popping off on still plenty of matches to be made out there.
Yeah, and then regarding generative AI, quote, Bain & Co. noted that developers are increasingly using the technology to speed up game production. However, without a clear target player, this does not reduce risk. Quote, it lets you scale the wrong bet faster.
Ooh, yeah. So, I mean, there's something to be said about, like, the artistic direction of whatever project it is that you're working on. Like I always say, sort of, of course gameplay comes first, but also style over everything. And I don't know, if you're using generative AI to make art, like it's just a plagiarism calculator. You're not going to like really push boundaries in sort of ways that haven't already been seen or done before and been fed into the grand machine of things.
No, I agree, because we also, from the article, we also have some statistics here, some breakdown. Quote, 86% of teenagers reported spending money on gaming-related activities each month, compared to just over half of players in their 50s, 36% in their 60s, and 27% in their 70s. Gaming-related activities include purchasing new games, in-game content, subscriptions, and streamer tips, but do not include hardware such as consoles or virtual reality headsets. Bain & Co. found that nearly half of gamers purchase directly from developers' web stores at least once a year, and 27% do so repeatedly. This trend is pronounced among younger gamers, with 40% of those aged 13-17 making multiple direct purchases per year. The question for gaming executives is no longer solely about reaching more players, it's reaching the right players the right way and getting more ownership over that relationship, said Anders Christofferson, global lead head of Bain & Co.'s video game sector and partner of its media and entertainment practice. So Drix, that's the thing. It's what it comes down to, right? Targeted advertising.
Yeah, I mean, that's marketing, baby. I mean, I'm gonna tell gamers, what people like to tell musicians all the time. Just put yourself out there. Just get out there. Just do it for the exposure. Hey, you're talented. Why don't you go on American Idol or the blind voice singer challenge or whatever? It's I don't know. If any of you game developers need a marketing guy or a sound guy out there, you give me a call, all right?
That's the thing, though, man. Like these games, it needs to. We talk about it a lot on this on the website, our written reviews. When we were doing a lot of written reviews, we made it a point to always try to identify who this game is for. We gotta figure it out. If we can't figure it out, it's not exactly damning. It could be a good game. There are many such cases. But it has the facts are facts. If you focus on a demographic and you design for them, they'll come out.
Yeah, exactly. They call it a niche, right?
Yeah, you'd think. My God.
Yeah, because essentially what it boils down to is a game for everyone is a game for no one, really.
Yes. Period. And you know what?
Yeah. So
you gotta give people
good luck taking players from Fortnite and Roblox.
Yeah, seriously. And you know what? I'm happy that people are more and more buying directly from the developer, because our next headline, Warren Spector. He's a guy that maybe today people might not know a lot about, but old heads like you and me, we know the guy. He's the Deus Ex guy, right? He's the epic
also
Mickey guy.
Yeah, System Shock, man. I mean, games that really like changed the face of the gaming landscape when they came out. He's definitely a man of influence.
Absolutely. And here it is from GamesIndustry.biz. Deus Ex creator Warren Spector announces retirement. Quote, "It's time to ride off into the sunset."
Yeah, we should all be so lucky to ride off into the sunset in our, later years when we come facing retirement.
You, you guys just don't buy games, guys. Here's the thing. Seriously, yeah, no one buys games. Here's
Only
what he had
one
to
in
say.
5.
1 in 5. Here's what he had to say. Quote, "The reasons to retire are simple. I'm a month away from my 44th year as a developer," he wrote on LinkedIn. "I've had the chance to work on tabletop role-playing games and board games. I've worked on more digital games than I can remember. 17 full games, I think, and 9 or so add-on packs." Spector joined Origin Systems in 1988, where he co-produced Ultima 6 and Wing Commander. He later created the Deus Ex series at Ion Storm, contributed to the Thief series, worked on Ultima Underworld at Looking Glass, and founded Junction Point Studios, the developer of Epic Mickey. In 2016, he joined Other Side Entertainment, where he oversaw the development of System Shock 3 and Underworld Ascended. Quote, "Gratifyingly, some of those games are still being played 15, 20, 30 years later," Spector wrote. "And most of them have been in a genre that has had influence beyond what I or anyone else expected. I've run the team as small as a dozen and as big as 800. I've worked for big companies and done startups. I like to think I've helped some insanely talented people along in their careers. That last one is the most important." He continued, "With all that behind me and with age and health and my business catching up with me, I'm feeling like I've done what I set out to do. It's time to write some books, do a lot of reading, do some lecturing, maybe do some consulting." Spector acknowledged having mixed feelings about retirement, knowing changes in the industry and decline in his personal enjoyment influenced his decision. He added, quote, "Plus, there's a new generation of developers coming up who deserve their time in the sun. I want you to remember that games are not a solved problem yet. There is, I hope, plenty of experimentation and innovation to come. And to all of you young developers out there, I've said it before and I'll say it again, your job is to make people forget people like me ever existed. Will I come back? Never say never. But I think it's time to ride off into the sunset."
Oh man, I saw another headline from Warren Spector that said he has at least 3 more games that he would love to make, but state of the industry is probably saying it's probably a good time to know when to fold them.
It is kind of crazy because I've read something like that too. I had no idea he just released a game this year called Thick as Thieves. It's a multiplayer game.
Wow.
Never heard of it. Never, it's one of those things.
Yeah. It didn't market its way into my algorithm,
Yeah, and going with what you just said, Drix, changing state of the industry, am I right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we here at CFM Radio hate reporting on layoffs and stuff, and the kind of deficit that people like Microsoft has gone and created for themselves. So I mean, yeah, it's crazy. And once you get to a certain age, you're probably, more than over the amount of stress that comes with the kind of deadlines that these games and, producing them will create.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where if it's such a different landscape because there is no, yes, Casey Golovoco, no AI. There is
AI.
Yes, but it's very difficult to try to keep yourself afloat when you hear a lot of these developers say that even by the time their first game is done and out, they're already out of money. It's like the High Guard guys. Their game comes out, isn't an immediate hit, they don't make $1 billion, so they go under immediately. Game shuts down in a week.
Ugh, talking about going all in on a bet, that's your life's work,
Brutal. Brutal. But you know what? Where one old luminary goes out, our final headline shows that old luminaries when they go out like this, you know, Warren Spector said never say never, he might come back. We got another guy, old head, GamesIndustry.biz, once again, coming at us with Katsuhiro Harada of Tekken fame, coming at us in this new installment of his VS Studio. The headline is from GamesIndustry.biz, quote, VS Studio has another Tekken veteran as Kohei Ikeda joins as a game designer.
Dang. Yeah, I mean, never say never. I mean, there's only so much sitting around at home reading you can do. I mean, even if you are hitting that retirement age, like some people just still have the itch to create.
From the article, quote, Tekken 8 director, what? Kohei Ikeda has joined Katsuhiro Harada's VS Studio. Ikeda announced his departure from Bandai in June after 20 years with the company. At the time, he did not disclose his future plans, but stated he would continue taking on new challenges as a game developer. He has now joined VS Studio as a game designer.
Ooh.
Working on games with two of my former bosses feels nostalgic in many ways, Ikeda said on social media. The excitement of creating something completely new makes every day incredibly fulfilling. I'm looking forward to seeing what we can create together. Woo!
Yeah, that sounds promising. I'm definitely going to have to keep an eye on old VS Studio and see what it is they're working on next.
From the article, SNK has invested in VS Studio, supported its launch, and intends to make the studio a consolidated subsidiary. Quote, having been involved in game development for many years, I've constantly considered how I want to spend my time as a game developer and what kind of environment allows developers to perform at their best, says Katsuhiro Harada. VS Studio is one answer to that question. By bringing together technology and knowledge and working with passionate colleagues, we aim to deliver the best gaming experiences to users worldwide. Harada concluded, VS Studio aspires to be a studio that continues to take on such challenges, and we are looking for new team members who share our vision. The big ones ain't out yet, Drakes.
Yeah, exactly. And, even Warren Spector plans on at least like writing a few books in his elder years. So I mean, there's always something to learn, especially from people who have so much knowledge and experience like this. But some of them are still in the ring, still throwing punches, win or lose. They're gonna go out swinging.
And you know what, Drix? With that, I think you and I will go out and with this jazzy tune for a second. Let's take a break. What are we listening to?
Ooh, I'm gonna have to spin this one back. This one is called Mojo. I think it's a rhythm game for the PS2. And this song is called Golf Mode, Funky Dan.
Funky Dan. It's Golf Mode on CFM Radio. CFM Radio. We'll be back.
Media.
Video game news.
Media.
CFM Radio.
CFM Radio. We are back.
We are back and live as we are with video game music and news every Wednesday. That last track was the theme from Gory Cuddly Carnage, one of my surprise hits of the year about an adorable little cat hacking up unicorns on a hoverboard.
Yeah, that game is surprisingly fun. You don't think much of it when the visuals lack a little polish, the game moves a little wonky, but then you actually enter, you start flowing pretty well, and when everything starts clicking, you just start shredding literally and figuratively.
Yeah, I mean, I loved every minute of it. I got to the end of like story mode, and then on came the just hordes of unicorns in an arcade style, slaying match that was really fun. I would still love to revisit and get all the way up to 100% completion on that one. But yeah, I think that game, for me especially, had style, baby.
Yes, yeah, it was one of those games like the rough edges were just that. They were just rough edges because you really didn't have a lot of time to think about it because you were just going so fast and shredding up so many unicorns.
Yeah, just grinding rails and stuff. I didn't even know it. I absolutely love that game.
But we're going to talk about a game. We gave our first impressions on it last week. And you're seeing it on the screen right now. This is Gung Ho. And you know what, Drix? You and I didn't get a chance to play this one together much this weekend. I was a little under the weather, but I played with a couple of people I found a Discord, played with a few people, and I heard you played a little bit on the pirate levels too, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it's cool. It has its charm, but like I don't know about you, but like kind of fell a little bit short for me anyway, compared to last week, the few hours that I did put into it.
Yeah, there's the thing I found with Gung Ho is that there's a lot in here that you can do, but it's hard to get on all to work the way you want it to. And like for me, I understand that for this genre that like, that might be the point, right? It might be the point to like be a little fucky wucky, like
you're supposed to just, have, 3 other people to play with and then laugh and have a good time amongst yourselves without a whole lot of guidance from the game. But especially as I was playing in single player, it's like, I kind of wish I had a little bit more explanation as to like what these items do and like what the capabilities of like the pirates are and how do I disable their turrets because that's pretty boring.
So I'll tell you what, Drix, even I got together with 2 other people too on this for one night, and like even then it was one of those things where we were just kind of like, what the fuck are we even doing? Like we thought we were moving it down because like on the upper right hand corner you could see like your progress, and like you could move down these paths that just don't give you any progress.
Yeah, no, I did that once on my own actually, where I just went completely the wrong direction for like way too long and then realized like, the progress bar isn't going up. Like Africa is a giant continent and I guess I'm not even heading in the right direction here.
Yeah, seriously. And like that was kind of like, it was kind of jarring because like nothing like, I hate to say like nothing slaps you in the face and tells you, hey, you're going the wrong way. But like, they even do that in fucking Mario Kart. And like,
yeah, exactly. The wrong way sign comes up. Even when I'm playing Bullet Mad Jack and like slaying robots at, a mile a minute, it'll still tell me if I'm going the wrong direction.
So there are things like that. Then the gadgets are fun, and when they work, it's like epic. But like they're kind of hard. Like, and then on top of it, the Drix, at least to me, the pirates are kind of like, that's like man, you're really good if you're dealing with pirates because, like, you're seeing it in the B-roll right here. There's, like, moving mushrooms and stuff like that. Any of this shit can just screw you. Like, any of this stuff is just not worth it. It never felt worth interacting with unless it's, like, a cheap laugh kind of thing. And it's like, oh, man, that was pretty funny, but, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but that laughter isn't going to get me any farther in this game, is it?
Yeah, like, what the fuck, man? Like, you know, and, like, it was one of those things where, like, when I realized that, like, this was that kind of game, like, and not for nothing, it's really also jarring as far as presentation because the game looks good and actually kind of controls rather well as well. But there's, like, no music except for, like, the title theme, right?
Yeah.
It's all weird,
boy.
ambient noise, and, like...
And as a sound guy and musician myself, let me just tell you, whoever developed this, if your game takes place in Australia, Africa, South America, anywhere like in the southern hemisphere of the world, like, I'm gonna need like a marimba. I'm gonna need like some Yoshi's Island sound palette. I'm gonna need something that sounds like Crash Bandicoot. But like for the most part, you know, like there was not really a whole lot of like music or even like creature sound effects that would have like really like brought this game up to like a new level. And yeah, it really stuck out for me that there wasn't a whole lot of like stylistic offerings to add to the atmosphere. So like if there's not a whole lot of that to give, then like when the game gets frustrating, it pretty much becomes like Sisyphus Simulator where I'm just rolling this rock up a hill.
So, all right. So with that, I think that's a fair judgment to put on the game's shoulders in that way because Drix, I don't know about you, but I'm thinking this game just missed a 3, right? Like there's something here. Like that's the worst part about this fucking Gung Ho game is there's something here. Like I can feel it. I want to play it more, but then you start playing the game and you're like, what the fuck? Like something happens. You're like what you just saw, the fucking bridge just deploys all fucked up. You're fucking, you slap something on accident and it flies into the fucking water. Dude, just something happened. And since there's nothing for you to really latch onto aesthetically other than, I don't know, happy little bug faces half the time, right? Like,
give them some noises, give them some personality. You know, otherwise, like, if my ball of poop, you know, ends up jumping halfway across the map and I end up restarting, like, I'm gonna at least want to enjoy my time there and the experience. And, you know, especially if you're expected to, like, invite your friends over to have a good time, like, we're gonna need some music for this party, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Whoa, big time. Oh, big time. Oh, fucking big time. Oh, absolutely. Like, that again, that was one of the things that, like, frustrated me to no end. It's like you're playing through this game and you're like, you know, you pop open the title screen, it's got a fun little jingle, right? You fucking jump in there, you're like, oh man, we're gonna roll some shit. And then you go in and you try, and like, for a minute or two it might be cool, but then all of a sudden there's just nothing to latch onto. Something goes wrong. You just don't want to deal with it anymore. It just, it's self-defeating.
It becomes a chore. It becomes tedious, which is not what I want my poop rolling experience to be.
At all. Like at all, period.
Just give me a marimba. A marimba's always a good time. I need a mallet hitting like a wood block or something, even if it's a skeleton playing its own rib cage. Like, that would have really taken this up to like a 3, you know?
Yeah, again, it would have. So I think from both of us, then I think it's a fair 2. And
I mean, if Friend Swap is your game, if you have friends that are just trending from one game to the next where you're cooperatively just having wacky good times and you love the hot new thing, the hot wacky new Friend Swap game that you play with your friends and laugh and have a good time, I'm sure there's a market for this. I'm sure there's people who would like really enjoy this. But at the same time, like, I don't think that joy is very, you know, sustainable, really.
Yeah, and you know, the thing that I go back to this a lot, and like, you get these Friend Swap games, they all have this. They're all cut from the same cloth. But this is the only one that didn't really have me like latch on to something. You play a game like Repo, right? And you've got like fucking freaky shit happening, and you're trying to like run away from monsters. You play like Mecha Chameleon, right? And you're like, oh shit, I've got to like contort my body and paint it. You know what I mean? And like fucking hide. Like, there's always something to, like, latch onto, even if there's not a ton of sound design, even if the graphics are shitty. There's always something you can be like, all right, I'm doing this thing, and it's funny, and it's cool, and every time I do it, I'm down to do the thing. This game's thing is rolling shit, and guess what? I'm not always down to roll the shit.
Yeah, no, especially when it becomes tedious, and I feel like the Greek myth of Sisyphus.
Yeah. So... Gung Ho, that's a 2 on both fronts from us at CFM Radio. There's just nothing here to make it so when the shit rolls downhill, you want to go catch it.
Yeah, no, I'm not chasing after that ball of shit.
I ain't chasing after that ball of shit. I'm not doing it, Drix.
Yep, I'm closing it and I'm playing something else.
Yeah, I'm playing something else. And that's what we did with Gung Ho. We just stopped. Played something else.
Yep, I went off and bought Cult of the Lamb.
Yeah, right, there you go. You know what, Drix? Here.
For $10.
Perfect transition, because you know, I went off and I bought Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, and you know, this is what I've been playing this since launch, and last week...
This is the hot new Marvel fighting game.
Yeah, this is it. Like, this is absolutely the new hotness. And like I said before, last week I was saying, like, this game is pretty tough. You kind of want to at least have a little bit of an idea of what you're doing before you jump in on it, right? And my whole thing is that my whole thing with this game is I feel like this is the game that is going to reward the people who are like, oh man, I'm like the fighting game guy. Like, if you're like the fighting game guy in your group, then this is the game for you. And this might be the game that gets all your other friends who aren't really fighting game guys to maybe be fighting game guys, because there's a lot in this game for the casual fan. Last time I kind of took it from the angle of like a competitive player, like, hey, you know, I'm going in here, I'm trying to grind out. Drix, when it comes right down to it, this game has a lot on offer. There is a story mode for each of the different teams. There's 5. So they have like very beautiful Arxis Guilty Gear style cutscenes, and they happen all the time. And it's like almost cut flawlessly. Like you'll win the fight, and then the cutscene just starts playing.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, and I mean, that's especially great for people who may not be like fighting game fans, but are like Marvel comic fans too.
Yes.
There's definitely, like you were saying last week too, there's a ton of like Easter eggs and like references to
man.
comics and also older Marvel fighting games.
Oh man, and there is so much. If you like, that's the best part about this game, if you're a Marvel fan, is like the amount of love. Whoever really, like, these people love Marvel. Like they love the comics. They want to get the continuity right. They want to do all that. They want to be the best. You know what I mean? Because
character interactions and the like.
Oh yeah, and it's great. It is fantastic. It's very, very immersive. You really want, like, you get into the battle, and not just in the way where you might think, like, oh man, I'm also like hearing my favorite character banter really cool. You know, it's not 100% like that. the best part is it doesn't matter if you're using simpler controls, like mashing out combos, or trying to do the combos yourself. They have created a combat system that really rewards dynamic movement, constant repositioning to get that hit and start your magic going, because the assists flying on screen, getting everybody their hits when they need them, like when you could figure out how to combo off of those things and then tag into another character. Like, this game is so flashy. You could do crazy combos, and a lot of it is intuitive. If you know you don't need to know every single character on your team, because if you know like 2 or 3 of them really good, because you can always just mash out combos with the other 2.
Yeah.
And excuse me, and it might not be the greatest option, but it is still one of those things that gets you going and keeps you in the fight for if you need to tag into the character you do know how to play. You know what I mean? There's a lot going on in this game, and not just for the multiplayer, the single player. Outside of story, there is a survival mode that's like a roguelike beat 'em up kind of thing, where like
Yeah.
you
Pretty
can-
new for the fighting, actually.
Yeah, and you could the closest thing that I could give a parallel is actually Ultimate Marvel's Capcom 3, that had the Heroes versus Heralds mode in with where like you teamed up with your you used a team of characters that ended up being like Galactus Heralds or regular heroes. Like it's a very and you updated stats and stuff like that. In this one, it augments all your moves. So like sometimes you'll have like, oh man, your Black Panther spear shoots 2.
Ooh.
Yeah, like your Wolverine spin, it will, instead of knocking them down, and like keeping them on the ground, the knockdown off of the knockdown finisher bounces them off the ground long enough for you to follow up with a combo. Like, there's a lot of cool little things, and you don't need to be amazing at the game. That's the other thing. You don't need to know how to do the motions and the crazy combos, because you'll essentially build your own loadout and play your own game plan with whatever character you want to play. And it's really, really cool for a fighting game.
Yeah, that sounds like, really deep mechanics and kind of a far cry from what we've been used to in like fighting games in the arcade and stuff.
It's a very this game, it's funny you say that, because this game feels like one of those games where if you're an old school fighting game fan, you're like, man, I love this game in the arcade, and then you bring it home and you're like, oh my god, it's got like dramatic battle and like crazy survival and like a team battle mode. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it feels
good stuff.
It feels jam-packed, and it's a great experience for a very wide variety of skill levels. So for that reason, I gotta say, Marvel Tocom Fighting Souls, this game, while it's not the greatest fighting game that has ever been made, this is one that even if your friends aren't the biggest fighting game fans, you want to pull this one out when everybody is over and just have everybody mash some buttons and have a good time, because you're able to. And they might be able to just keep up with you if things end up clicking, and not just like, hey, if you're doing 50% of their life, taking half their life, by the end of the night they might just be doing it back to you because they know how to auto combo right. It's a very, very good game for a lot of different people. And even if you're not a fighting game fan, you're just the Marvel guy. You just want a good Marvel game. This is it. It's great.
Wow.
And for that, I think I gotta just give it the 4. Because even though you're not going to... This isn't a 5. You're not gonna, this isn't gonna make you a fighting game guy. You know what I mean? Unless you really get into it. And I'm not gonna lie. As I said last week, when you really do start getting into the weeds of this game, it's tough. It's not an easy game.
Yeah, I bet.
Like there is a lot of damage being flying around, and there are some nasty tag team setups that you can do with your team. Just you think one character is attacking you from one way, and then you think another character is attacking you from another way, and oh my god, it's bad.
Yeah, no, this river flows deep, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So, not flawless. You're still gonna have to put the time in the lab. This game does not cater to the beginners. It only does so to get their appetite a little wet, so that they might try a real combo or two. But other than that, this is one of those ones. Even your friend, like if you're a college guy and you fucking want a game to play at the party, you live in a house with a lot of roommates, and you all get together and play video games once, twice a week. Add this to the rotation. It will stick.
Yeah, nice. I hope at the very least it grows the fighting game community.
I think it will. But hey, you know what, Drix? Before we jump into that, we have a bit of a discussion about what it means to affect the market. But first, we got some games coming in to affect the market as we speak. This is the new release.
Oh. Yeah, buddy. As we do every week, we're going to tell you what's coming out and what you can play this weekend.
Absolutely. We got we have 3 great games for everybody this week. First up, Mexican Ninja.
Oh man, this game stumbled across my algorithm, scrolling through reels and stuff, and definitely caught my attention because, of course, who doesn't love the, cross-pollination between Mexico and Japan, and this one spins a whole story behind it.
Yeah, Drix put this one on my radar too. Here it is from the Steam page. Quote, become the Mexican ninja and fight to take back Nuevo Tokyo, where narcos and yakuzas have fused into the ruthless narcuzas. Master slick combos, unleash outrageous Mexican jutsus, and craft deadly builds in this fast, chaotic 2.5 roguelike beat 'em up.
Yeah, this sounds pretty awesome to me. I would love to fight some narcuzas with these beautiful 2.5D graphics.
Yeah, it's definitely a great looking game, and you can play Mexican Ninja tomorrow, Thursday, August 20th, because it releases on PS5, Xbox Series consoles, PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Very nice. Yeah, all the people out there still playing PS4s still got new games to play, so we hope you enjoy this one.
The next game, though, might not make it to you PS4 fans, because this is Mortal Shell 2.
Ooh, all right.
Now, I played the first Mortal Shell, reviewed it for one of my old gaming outfits, dual screens, but this one is back with a sequel, and from the Steam page, quote, their flesh is your weapon. Mortal Shell 2 is a standalone sequel action RPG with adrenaline charge, high stakes combat, possess warrior shells, dethrone false gods, and redeem a ravaged world.
Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of this kind of dark fantasy we got going on here. How
Right?
Souls-like could it be?
It can be pretty Souls-like, and they say it's a standalone sequel. You know, the gimmick of the first Mortal Shell was that you like petrified your body and you turned to stone right before they hit you, and it was like a parry.
Oh, that's cool.
So we'll
Yeah,
see.
what kind of shell are Mortal Souls inhabit?
Yeah, we'll see, because Mortal Shell releases tomorrow, Thursday, August 20th, for the PS5, the Xbox Series consoles, and PC.
Yeah, it's not Vital Shell, it's Mortal Shell.
Decidedly darker.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Next, and our final game. This is Slay Blade.
Oh my god. I did not know that I needed a Beyblade clone in my life, but this looks pretty cool.
From the Steam page, quote, build your battle top and become king of the streets. Collect 60 plus parts, merge their powers, and dominate opponents in this chill roguelite. Skate around a vibrant Y2K city, winning cash and upgrades on your way to the top. And if you die in the game, you die in real life.
Wow, stakes are high, so it looks like you're not just using your top to mow grass and things.
Oh no, and Slay Blade also releases tomorrow, Thursday, August 20th. But Drix, this one, Drix, it's only on PC via Steam.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, that kind of sounds like that's where it belongs. This sounds like it could be a real indie darling, especially for people who are still, young or old Beyblade enthusiasts. It's about time, we got like a good game based on something like that. Battle Tops.
Yeah, Battle Tops. So those are our new game releases for the week. That is, you know what, Drix? We got some interesting ones.
Yeah, we're kind of running the gamut here.
Yeah.
But all action-packed and all look like a great time. So if you are one of the 5 gamers that likes to play new games,
go out and grab one of these. I recommend Slay Blade or Mexican Ninja.
Yeah, and definitely stay tuned to CFM Radio if you're one of those 1 in 5 gamers, because we'll be bringing you new every week, because we make that our...
So, all right, let's get to the top 10s. We forgot to do these last week, Drix. My bad.
Oh yeah. we gotta come hit you with the stats, these cold hard facts. As what are people playing? And this really is
because they're not buying
sort of the
anything.
State of the industry.
Yeah.
You know it, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
No, we know no one's buying shit, dude. So this is it. These are the games. These are the games of our lives.
Yep, and if you're making a new game, this is really the audience you're trying to capture. If you're going for quantity of players.
So here it is on PlayStation Network. Number 1 is Madden NFL 27. Number 2 is Fortnite. Number 3 is Marvel Rivals. Number 4, NBA 2K27. Number 5, Hell Let Loose Vietnam. Number 6, Call of Duty, the Master app. Number 7, EA College Football 27. Number 8, NBA 2K26. Number 9, GTA 6, the $100 edition. And number 10, Roblox.
Well, I'm at least happy to hear there's a couple new entries. I mean, even if it is mostly bullet ball games, at least the bullet gamers got Hell Let Loose Vietnam, so something new to chew the teeth on.
Yeah, Marvel Tokon was up there last week. It survived a whole few days, right? A whole 3 days in the top 10.
Wow. I mean, good for them, but I guess, people like their Overwatch style Rivals game more.
Yeah,
and
Jesus,
I mean,
overwhelmingly more.
The comic book, body physics are nothing to laugh at on that one either.
Agreed. And we've got here it is on the Xbox store. Number 1. Yeah, these are all best sellers, by the way. Number 1, Beast of Reincarnation. Number 2, Madden NFL 27. Number 3, No More Room in Hell 2. Number 4, The Lord of the Rings, The War in the North, Legacy Edition. Number 5, Hell Let Loose Vietnam. Number 6, College Football 20. EA Sports College Football 27. Number 7, Ghost Recon, Tom Clancy Ghost Recon Wildlands. Number 8, Dispatch. Number 9, Minecraft. And number 10, Ghost Recon Wildlands, the Definitive Edition.
Oh boy, how long ago did Wildlands come out?
It came out like 7 years ago, but they just released that new update, Drix, remember?
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's all coming back now.
Yeah,
But
hey.
of course, 1 in 5 gamers that plays new games also got Hell Let Loose Vietnam, putting it at number 5 on
we
Xbox.
got Hell Let Loose Vietnam. If you are buying new games, you saw Hell Let Loose Vietnam, you're like, time to go to NAM.
Yep. I ain't no fortunate son.
Yeah, serious. But here it is. This is either way. It's pretty. I thought Xbox was interesting. Nintendo eShop is also interesting. Number 1, Splatoon Raiders for the 4th week in a row. I'm pretty sure the 3rd week in a row.
Oh yeah.
Number 2, Mario Kart World. Number 3, Madden NFL 27. Number 4, Pokemon Pokopia. Number 5, The Elder Scrolls 4, The Oblivion Remastered. Number 6, Star Sand Island. Number 7, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Number 8, Star Fox. Number 9, The Big Walk. Number 10, The Lord of the Rings, The War in the North, Legacy Edition.
Oh man, I'm pretty pleased with that eShop list. Of course, if you have a Switch 2, you're probably playing Splatoon Raiders.
Yeah.
You probably bought it because of Mario Kart World,
Yeah.
Donkey Kong Bonanza,
Donkey Kong
and
Bonanza.
Star Fox.
We got it. Hey, man.
Yep, and Pokemon. Oblivion Remastered is a little surprising to me, especially on a Switch 2, but it does make
Yeah.
sense that that's the kind of game you would want to just take and carry with you on the go. But I got to give it up for my J.R.R. Tolkien fans out there playing
coming out.
because that game was not marketed at all. That was
At
just like a
all.
surprise drop last week. So War in the North, yeah, we got our Middle Earth nerds out there holding it down.
Yeah, the Lord of the Rings, The War in the North. The only game that is absent in PlayStation Network, and I gotta say, really quick, is it just me, Drix, or is like the PlayStation Network, PlayStation gamers, when I'm looking at the top 10s, correct me if I'm wrong, this is like the basic bitch spread, right?
Again,
Like-
I want to say it as a term of endearment, but yes, bullet ball gamers.
Yeah, the
You're either
bullet
shooting
ball gamer.
stuff or playing your favorite sports game as your favorite sports team. Yeah, I mean it makes sense. It clocks, and for some reason PSN was the only one with Roblox up there too.
Yeah, but it is. I think that is the hallmark of the mainstream appeal, Drix, because it's also the only one with Fortnite in the top 10 of paid. So like that means if you're playing Fortnite on Xbox or you're playing Fortnite on Switch, you're probably not paying like on that platform. You're not like spending money on Fortnite on that platform.
Yeah, V-Bucks are just not your thing.
Yeah, it's not your thing.
And I wonder who's still playing their little, Guitar Hero game with their plastic baby guitar.
Yeah, exactly. So, and again, Xbox is interesting. No More Room in Hell 2, number 3 up there. Then you've got Dispatch. I know Dispatch just released on it for them on Xbox, but still, Dispatch up there.
Really?
Yeah.
At least there's some, story-heavy gamers out there who are along for the ride.
And I also think it's funny, Drix, how, The Big Walk was free on PlayStation Network, but on eShop, it's number 9, best-selling.
Yeah, I mean there's something crazy to be said about that one too, because I mean I can just walk over to my PS5 and play it for free right now, but people actually wanted to buy that for their Switches, and more than likely their Switch 2s.
Yeah, but here, and you know what? I think this is a good segue into our weekly discussion, Drakes, because we do the top 10s are a relatively new thing we're doing here at CFM Radio. We do, again, we said it when we started, but we're doing the top 10s because we talk a lot about the industry. We do breakdowns on demographics and who's buying what. We take a look at
we hit you with the financials.
Yeah, we do it with we deal with the Apollina reports and the financials every time as much as we can. So when we want to give you something on a weekly basis. But Drix, here's my question. What does it actually mean to be in the top 10 bestsellers? Because like I said, You had Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. That was in the top 10 last week when it came out. But I've got it right here. I'll bring it up on the screen in just a moment because I have a headline here from Tech for Gamers that says, Marvel Tokon, it just underperformed with less than 500,000 sales during its launch week.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Does that say more about like how the game was marketed? Are people not just fully aware of it? Or is, the fighting game community just not as big and large as like the bullet ball bros?
Well, here's my point, Drix, is that because we also have a headline from The Gamer, and I'll bring that up in a second here too, saying Halo Campaign Evolved was played by 1% of PlayStation 5 users. So, and that was another game within the top 10. We reported on it. It was in there for almost 2 weeks. It was in there for 2 weeks. So, this is an interesting idea to think about. If games enter the top 10, but that doesn't mean you're selling 1 million copies.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean that says something about just the overall state of things, know? Like how weighted are these charts even?
And it's interesting when you're looking at these because I'll be the first one to notice that Marvel Tokon, I can understand that game doesn't stand a chance against Madden NFL, right?
Yeah.
But that game is nowhere. Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls is a PlayStation Studios game. Might as well be first party with how badly the PC port went. And you've got and the most interesting part about Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls to me, Drinks, underperformed with less than 500,000 sales in launch week. I can only imagine that means for both platforms, PC and PS5. So,
yeah, you'd think you could add those together.
So, if you can be in the top 3 games and sell less than 500,000 copies in that week, how much is Madden selling? How much is Fortnite selling? What does this actually mean? Now, we're not going to back into any figures here on the show.
Yeah. Other than 1 in 5 gamers actually plays new games.
Right. We're not, and so again, we'll let you come to your own conclusions, dear listener, because I think this is a good thing to end on, is that when you're thinking about these games that come out, these big name games, the Halos of the world, the Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls of the world, these games that come out, you might even see them on your top 10 bestseller list. Did you know that Halo Campaign Evolved was played by 1% of PS5 users? So that means like 100,000 people bought this game.
Oof. Yeah, I mean, I'm part of the demographic that still has my copy of Halo 2 lying around too, Just with that one specifically.
And here's the thing too, Drix. Clearly, the data didn't lie. We were talking about it earlier. These games had clear marketing. This demographic aim was true for both of these games. I'm a fighting game guy. I love Marvel Tokon. Halo Campaign Evolved. No one on PlayStation played Halo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, maybe the Xbox heads picked up the slack, but I mean, those total sales still just aren't adding up, especially to what I'm sure Microsoft projected.
And I was gonna say, Drix, even let's say it like this. Even like I said, we could end it like this. Even with the Xbox trying to make up the slack. What was our figure the last time we left it? Over 5-1 PS5 to Xbox consoles. So, like,
Yeah.
are they really
Old
picking up
Master
that
Chief's
slack?
got a lot of work to do before he turns the tide of war, you know?
Yeah, man. You know, so I'm thinking that when you're looking at these top 10, you really need to be a little bit more discerning, because it's easy to assume, being like, oh, well, shit, yeah, Master Chief Collection or Halo Campaign Evolved in the top 10 for 2 weeks. Easy to see. No, man, it stayed there because 100,000 people bought it, and then everybody else bought Fortnite.
They just
Everyone
kept buying those V-Bucks.
buying the V-Bucks, buying your NBA 2K currency. Like,
Yeah. You know, getting those sweet cosmetics and decking out their players, doing their funny little dance moves in their lobbies, whatever.
whatever, yeah, whatever. But I think, and like I said, when you're looking at these, you the layman, when you're looking at these, the listener, when you're looking at these storefronts, and you're like, man, these games, they're in the top sellers, these are the best sellers. Sure, but if I would encourage you to, the next time your Madden comes out, right, and you see a game like Halo up at the top or Marvel up at the top, just keep going down until you find that game.
Yeah. Dig just a little bit deeper, and you know, if you have to, come on back to CFM Radio and we'll tell you the total numbers of sales and how much money they made and which company is actually hurting for players and stuff.
And with that, I do believe that nobody is hurting for players, because I think everybody wants to go game.
Yep, indeed. I mean, damn, they better go buy a game or something, right?
Yeah, geez, I mean, you know, guys, Warren Spector left the industry. Go buy Epic Mickey Rebrushed.
Yep.
Like,
I think they even gave that one away for free on PS5.
Yeah, I think
I'm more inclined to buy a System Shock 3.
Yeah. Excuse me. I'll go see what's up with this Thick as Thieves game he made. Like.
Yeah, exactly. Let me know what you come up with there.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I might be playing Deus Ex again.
Yeah, seriously.
All of them.
Yeah, like Invisible
Every
War.
single one from top to bottom.
I'll even play the bad one from Square.
Oh, did you say Cyberpunk? You got me.
You got me. But
oops, here I am.
that's our show. Thank you, everybody. It was a little bit later on the draw today, but you know what? It's okay. We love spending the time with you.
Yeah, man. It's hard to turn down a good game of pinball once you start racking up a good score.
Oh, don't I know it.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Have a good night. See you next week. Remember, twitch.tv/CFM on Twitch. We are streaming. We'll be streaming Marvel Tokon. We'll be streaming Marathon. Check it out. And we'll be back here on next Wednesday on YouTube for more CFM Radio.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Good night.